climate change. Time is running out. Time is running out. The attention of the world is now more than ever on climate change. I firmly believe that this global awareness can bring all of us, you too, closer together. Time is running out. The impact of the environment on the human progress is something that has always been very important to me. If the world pollution situation is not that critical at the moment, it will become increasingly intolerable within a very short time. If we fail to cope with this challenge, all of the other problems will pale in insignificance. Time is running out. I'm encouraged by all of the people of all ages to walk into this evening and see all those young people here. Especially for their young, relentless enthusiasm. We all need to play our part. Time is running out. History has shown us that when we of all nations come together, there's always room for hope. We're not doing this for ourselves, but for our children and for the future generations. This is not a time for words, but action. As my President Barack Obama said yesterday, our planet has been wounded by our actions. Let us go to work. Time is running out. I'd like to speak to you personally about something you don't know. And that is my work in the theater. I was born in a very small town in Texas. I'd never gone to a theater because there were no theaters. I'd never been to an art museum because there were no art museums. It was a racist community, a right-wing religious community. And I knew from the beginning, somehow I wanted to leave. The reason I've always worked as an artist is to say, what is it? And if you know what it is you're doing, there's no reason to do it. The reason we work as artists is to say, what is it? I moved to New York as a student to study architecture. I really wanted to study painting, but my father would not approve. He said, son, to study architecture is not serious. You should study engineering. But I studied architecture. And moving to New York was a great experience because I was connected to people from all races. To get in an elevator and see someone from Asia, someone from North America, Latin America, or whatever, was a big education. And in 1967, I was walking down a street in Summit, New Jersey, and I saw a policeman about to hit over the head a young black boy. And I grabbed the arm of the policeman and said, why do you hit this boy? And the policeman said, it's none of your business. And I said, but it is. I'm a responsible citizen. Why do you hit this boy? And to make the long story short, I walked with the boy to the police station, and then later to a home where he was living with an all-black family. And I heard the sounds coming from him, and those were the sounds of a black, deaf, mute boy. In the following weeks and months, I became more familiar with the boy and learned that he had never been to school. He knew no words. I thought in words, and I thought he was intelligent, perhaps highly intelligent, but he thought in terms of visual signs and signals. And he was going to be institutionalized and thought he was uneducable, that he couldn't learn. And as a gay man, I went in 1967 in November to a court and adopted him. Can you believe a white man, gay man, in 1967 adopted a black boy? Judge said, Mr. Wilson, what makes you think this child's intelligent? I said, he has a sense of humor. That didn't work with a judge. At the end of the proceedings, I said, no, Judge, if you don't give me the boy, it will cost the state of New Jersey a hell of a lot of money. I said, Mr. Wilson, you've got a good point. So they gave me the boy, and he came to live with me. And my works since that day to this day have always been staged silently. So I see this woman here, I see this man here, I watch his eyes, his gesture. I see the waiter over there. It's a language. So in making theater, working here with the great honor of working at your National Theater, I first started work silently. That's a universal language. One of the great things about this play, a classical play, The Tempest, Shakespeare's Tempest, which I'm directing here, is about a tempest. We're in the middle of a tempest right now with climate change, right? If we deal with this issue, what happens afterwards? Look at any structure in the history of time. Let's take King Lear. It's something like that. Lear starts here. He says, I shall go mad. It's the center line of the play, right? Here he's in a man-made environment. Here he's in nature. Let's take Wagner's Parsifal. Here is the White Knight. Here is the Black Knight. Here is the White Knight. The center line, when Parsifal takes the lance from Klingsor, time becomes space. Shakespeare started right here. You can start anywhere in time, but time and space is a construction that artists make. For me tonight, we're here. The best class I ever had in school, my dinner partner here who studied architecture, was taught by Sybil Maholi-Nagy. It was a 5-year course in the history of architecture. She said, students, you have 3 minutes to design a city. 3 minutes to design a city. Okay, so we're looking for pencils and papers, and she said, time's up. And this is what I did as a student when I had 3 minutes to design a city. She said, what is that? I said, it's a plan for a city. What are you thinking about? I said, well, our cities need something like a crystal cube in the center of an apple. This crystal cube can reflect the universe. It's the highest point, the way in a medieval village, the highest point in the community. A people where people congregate, come together, where artists can write music and play music. Artists can make paintings and show paintings. If you're rich or poor, you can walk in that door. It was the center of the village. This is what our communities need, is something like the core, the center of an apple. That's what this conference is about tonight, is having a center where we come together. That's what theater is about, is a forum. If you're rich or poor or whatever, you come together, regardless of religion, regardless of politics. Politics will always divide us. Religion will always divide us. But there is the possibility that art can bring us together. We have a chance now with this global awareness to come together. I have a positive attitude, a positive outlook. In my country, I look at the Afro-American race, the black people who were beaten, chained, slaved, brought to the United States, wrote a body of music, the Negro spirituals, that are about hope. You cannot find one song in the Negro spirituals that's negative. It's about hope, about flying back to Africa. So I remain hopeful that this conference tonight is about an issue that we all care about, climate change, will bring us globally together. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Time is running out. I think of our great American leader, Martin Luther King, when he said, "I have a dream." Yes, we can. Thank you.